Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever thought about what it means to lose everything you have? Your home, your land, your past, your very identity? What if you were forced to pack up the last of your belongings and embark on a desperate cross-country journey, driven by the promise of a better life, only to find that the promised land was a lie? Today, we are diving deep into a monumental work of American literature, an epic tale of survival, social injustice, and the unshakable resilience of the human spirit, The Grapes of Wrath by the legendary John Steinbeck. This isn't just a book, it's a national epic, a brutal, beautiful, and deeply human story that captures a pivotal moment in American history. It grapples with big ideas about family, community, poverty, and the relentless search for dignity in a world that seems determined to strip it away. It's a novel that will challenge you, move you, and leave you with a profound sense of both despair and hope. If you're ready to get on Route 66 and see the American dream from the perspective of those who were denied it, then you've come to the right place. Before we hit the dusty road with the Joads, make sure to hit that like button if you appreciate a book that tells the tough truths. Drop a comment below with a historical novel that you believe is still relevant today, and subscribe so you never miss our deep dives into the classics that continue to define our world. Your engagement helps us bring these vital stories to a wider audience. The story of The Grapes of Wrath begins in the dry, unforgiving plains of Oklahoma in the 1930s. This is the heart of the Dust Bowl, an environmental and economic catastrophe of epic proportions. Our protagonist is the Joad family, a multi-generational clan of tenant farmers who are deeply and spiritually connected to the land they've worked for generations. Their lives are simple, but rooted in a tradition that gives them purpose and identity. But that world is coming to an end. The land, ravaged by drought and poor farming practices, is turning to dust. And then come the banks, the faceless forces of capitalism, with their cold, dehumanizing eviction notices. The Joads are not just losing their farm, they are losing their history, their sense of self, and the very foundation of their family. They are a human-made disaster, a result of an economic system that values profit over people. They are told that the land is no longer theirs, and they must leave. The first chapters are a poignant, powerful depiction of this forced exodus. We witness the Joads' heartbreaking decision to sell everything they own for pennies on the dollar to buy a battered old truck. The novel beautifully and painfully illustrates that their migration is not a choice, but a forced pilgrimage driven by a desperate need to survive. It's an exodus of hope, a journey fueled by rumors of work and opportunity in the lush, promised land of California. The Joads' journey west on Route 66 is the central geographical and emotional arc of the novel. This isn't a scenic road trip, it's a brutal pilgrimage shared by thousands of other displaced families, all with the same desperate hope and the same broken-down trucks. Steinbeck masterfully uses inter-chapter vignettes to show us the broader scope of this migration, detailing the lives of other Okies and the harsh realities of the road. We meet a number of characters who join the Joads on their journey, each one a powerful symbol. There's Jim Casey, a former preacher who has lost his conventional faith, but has found a new, more profound humanistic philosophy. He no longer believes in a divine God, but in the collective soul of humanity. He becomes the moral and spiritual compass for the Joads. We also meet Tom Joad, our central protagonist, who has just been released from prison. He begins the journey as a hardened, cynical loner who wants to mind his own business. His slow, painful transformation from an individualist to a social activist is the emotional heart of the book. The Joads face immense hardship on the road. Their truck constantly breaks down. They lose family members to illness and old age. They are met with suspicion and hostility from locals who resent the influx of Okies. But in the face of this adversity, a new, profound sense of community emerges. The families on Route 66, despite their own poverty, share food, spare parts, and comfort. They realize that they are no longer just individual families, but part of a larger, collective we. This shared struggle forges a new kind of family, not one based on blood, but on shared suffering and mutual compassion. The Joads finally arrive in California, and the promise of a paradise of fruit and opportunity is a cruel lie. The valleys are not the lush land they imagined, but a place of crushing poverty and relentless exploitation. The labor camps they find are dehumanizing, with starvation wages, squalid conditions, and constant violence from vigilantes and police who see the migrant workers as a subhuman threat. The desperation of so many people for so few jobs drives down wages to starvation levels, creating a system of ruthless exploitation. Steinbeck uses these chapters to deliver a searing critique of American capitalism. He shows how the landowners, fueled by greed and a fear of human connection, see the workers not as people, but as a surplus commodity. This dehumanization is a constant presence, driving the men and women to lose their dignity and their hope. However, in the midst of this darkness, Steinbeck offers a glimpse of a different way. The Joads briefly stay at a government-run camp, a brief, beautiful oasis of order and dignity. Here, the workers govern themselves with kindness and fairness. The camp has a committee, clean facilities, and a communal spirit that shows what humanity is capable of when it is not crushed by a system designed to exploit it. This section is Steinbeck's quiet yet powerful argument that a better, more humane society is possible. The climax of the novel is not a single battle, but a profound transformation within the characters, especially Tom Joad. Tom, who once wanted nothing to do with social causes, is forced to confront the systemic injustice he sees all around him. He sees his friend, Jim Casey, become a labor organizer, trying to help the workers fight for better wages and better conditions. The pivotal moment comes when Tom witnesses Jim Casey's death. Casey is brutally murdered by a vigilante in the middle of a strike. In a moment of pure, righteous fury, Tom snaps and kills the man. He is now a fugitive, a man who has broken the law to uphold a higher moral law. This act solidifies Tom's transformation. He has inherited Casey's spirit and his cause. Tom's final conversation with his mother, Ma Joad, is the emotional and thematic heart of the entire book. Tom tells her he must go, that he can no longer hide. Ma, grieving and fearful, asks how she'll know what happens to him, and Tom gives his famous iconic speech, "I'll be everywhere, wherever you look. Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there. And when our folks eat the stuff they raise and live in the houses they build, why, I'll be there too." Tom is no longer just an individual. He has transcended his personal identity to become a symbol of his people's struggle. He is the spirit of collective action, a living embodiment of the rage, pain, and hope of the migrant workers. The novel's final chapters are filled with the kind of devastating realism that only Steinbeck can provide. The Joads, their truck broken, are stranded. A biblical flood descends on the land, destroying their hopes and their shelter. The family unit, once the source of their strength, begins to disintegrate. The baby, born prematurely, is stillborn, and the family is left with nothing but their grief. The final controversial scene, which so many people remember, is a profound and moving act of communal compassion. Starving, cold, and with her family completely broken, Rose of Sharon finds a starving, elderly man on the brink of death. She looks at her mother, Ma Joad, and with her silent approval, she nurses him with the milk from her breasts. This is the ultimate act of selflessness. It is not an act of individual compassion. It is a profound communal act of survival. The Joads are no longer a family in the traditional sense, but they have become something new, a symbol of humanity's shared fate. The grapes of wrath, the rage and the pain of so many broken promises, are now ripe, not for a revolution of violence, but for a revolution of radical, selfless compassion. The Grapes of Wrath is a masterpiece of American literature, a book that is as relevant today as it was in 1939. It's a powerful critique of a system that dehumanizes people for profit, and a passionate celebration of the power of community, family, and shared struggle. Steinbeck's novel reminds us that true strength lies not in individual power, but in our ability to band together, to share our resources, and to see each other not as a threat, but as a part of a larger collective human family. It is a timeless testament to the unshakable resilience of the human spirit in the face of immense injustice. If this video inspired you to read or reread this incredible novel, please hit that like button to help other people discover it. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on the novel's famous ending. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the books that shape our understanding of the world. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the struggle for survival, the human spirit is the most powerful force of all. We'll see you in the next video.